Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Shane Arena. Now when you think of San Diego, what comes to mind? There's a lot of things they've got. They've got the Chargers, they got Balboa Park, and most importantly, the movie Anchorman takes place there.
I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
You stay classy, San Diego.
But we're not going to look at any of that stuff today. We're going to look at some of the creepy urban legends that have been creeping around in the background of San Diego's history for today's list of top 10 scary San Diego urban legends. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also stick around for the whole list because I would love for you guys to tell me which of these urban legends you know of and which ones I've missed so you could add them into the comments. This way, if we get enough, we could maybe do another video. And without taking any longer, let's get into it. Number 10, Casa de Estudio. An old church slash school slash town hall built in the 1800s. This place is a prime time ghost spot. It's said to be one of the most haunted places in the whole world, even more than my love life. There's a lot of ghosts here. People have claimed to see many different ghostly figures roaming around the area. But mainly two take the cake. There's a mother and her daughter who are often seen walking around together. The daughter always seems to be upset or crying. The other is an older man who is very aggressive towards kids and anyone who wears any sort of religious symbols. My guess is he's still sticking around the old place because he's on a one-way ticket to hell. There has also been loads of people who say they can hear voices at night. Also strange noises and even smell perfume. Just because you're dead doesn't mean you don't want to feel pretty. Spray the perfume, girl. Number 9, the Cosmopolitan Hotel. This place was the biggest banger spot in San Diego back in the 1800s. It was owned by the Bandinis and known for the huge ragers Mr. Bandini would throw there. But now it's one of the most haunted places in San Diego. After Mr. Bandini's death, the house was sold and turned into a hotel. I'm assuming Mr. Bandini died in the home and his ghost still haunts the place. If I was him, I would be pissed. Like, no more sick parties, only people sleeping? Lame AF. But there have been numerous sightings of ghosts, as well as rooms rearranging themselves and items going missing. Ooh. There have even been EVP recordings that are said to be Mr. Bandini himself. Number 8, glass tile sidewalk. So there are areas in San Diego that have glass tile sidewalks. Underneath you can see tunnels which go all over San Diego. The logical answer behind this is there a cool artsy twist on making a sidewalk. But we're not here for artsy, we're here for urban legends. There's a few urban legends for this see-through sidewalk. The first is that the government has been using the tunnels as a way to perform secret experiments, mainly on homeless people. So if you're homeless, don't hitchhike over to San Diego unless you want to meet your end in some underground lair. The second is similar to the first, but involves aliens. Basically the same thing, but it's actually aliens who are using the tunnels and not government scientists. For anyone who's seen the movie Us, you know that secret underground layers with a whole bunch of weird experiments happening in them is very terrifying. Number 7, the Chulapa Monster. A creature that walks on all fours, it feeds on chickens and goats and sometimes even people. This thing's basically a discount version of the Chupacabra. You know when your mom would come home with fruit rings instead of Fruit Loops? That's exactly what we have here. The Chulapa basically does the same thing as the Chupacabra, but the one-up that the Chulapa has on the Chupacabra is that it's actually been seen on camera. A surfer was catching some waves one day when he came across this beast laying on the beach. Now there's been a lot of speculation as to what this creature is. Most people say it's a dog or a possum that got caught in the ocean. Because of all the water in its body, it expanded and that's why it looks so large. But I'm gonna stand strong and say this is a mythical beast and we should all be very afraid. Number 6, the Blob. Back in the 1980s, there was a huge petroleum buildup underneath San Diego. If the government hadn't done anything about this, it probably would have been an environmental disaster of epic proportions. They nicknamed this deadly thing the Blob. They thought the Blob was going to explode and destroy most of the downtown area while also devastating the ecosystem. It ended up being handled and nobody was harmed. But the legend goes that this thing wasn't a petroleum buildup, but some believe that the Blob was an experiment gone wrong. that somewhere deep in the underbelly of San Diego, someone was working on a weapon that would consume an entire city. Kind of like the slime monsters from Dragon Quest, but not so cute. This one was made to suffocate you and turn your body into fuel. The rumor goes that this weaponized blob was made by the American government, and the way it was supposed to be used was by firing it into a major populated area. The blob then hatches, angry and confused, like someone with a Sunday morning hangover, and then starts eating everything, also like someone with a Sunday morning hangover. Everything it consumes also then gets turned into petroleum, which is then used for fuel. Is this true? Probably not, but it's fun to speculate. Number 5. The Mission Hill Park bodies. What's the #1 rule about cemeteries? Don't build anything on top of them. Haven't you guys seen Poltergeist? If you build something on top of a cemetery, it will cause ghosts to mess with you, which will have devastating effects on your sleep cycle, and you better believe that I need my beauty sleep. Well, the people who were in charge of picking new parks in San Diego didn't care about this rule when they decided to put the Mission Hill Park right on top of a cemetery. So that's nice. Let's go to a park, let's have a picnic, maybe when we're done we could dig up a few bodies. What a great first date. No, I haven't been to the Mission Hill Park, and I think if I get the time off, I'm gonna suggest we go to Chick-fil-A instead. But apparently there's still some tombstones at the park. So if you're ever feeling lonely, you could always head over to this park, cuddle up to one of these grave sites, and read a nice book. As creepy as this sounds, the ghosts would probably love the company. Number 4. The Little Girl of El Monte Road. Ghosts creep me out most of the time, but there's something about a little girl ghost that creeps me out way more. The Little Girl of El Monte Road is a brutal, horrifying story. Racism in the US has always been an extremely huge problem, and back in the 1950s, it would have been a very scary time to be a black citizen. The story goes that one night, a young black girl was walking home from school when several men in pickup trucks started following her. She tried to run, but they chased her down and tied her up and then threw her in the back of one of the trucks. They then drove to a tree just off of El Monte Road and hung her there. It said that on a quiet night you can hear the girl screaming for help, and if you drive down the road and come across this tree, stop right before you pass it. Flash your headlights and you'll see a little girl's ghost run across the street. Terrifying. Number 3. The Haven Bakery. Usually a bakery is a happy place. It's the kind of place I like to go to a cheat day and eat so many carbs I feel sick and guilty. That way I won't crave carbs until my next cheat day. I should probably learn some self-control. Anyways, the Haven Bakery is actually just outside of San Diego. The story goes that it was run by a family, a husband and wife, and occasionally they got help from their daughter. One day the husband went down to the basement to get some supplies and he found his daughter hanging from the ceiling. This sent him into a psychotic rage. He then killed his wife and then killed himself. It's said that if you visit the bakery, you can hear footsteps all throughout the building. Some people say there was a ghostly woman that would walk around the outside of the building wearing a white dress. And the most intense thing I read about this place is that bloody handprints would pop up all over the walls. But unless you've already been, you can't go. The government demolished this place back in 2009. If you want a wedding cake made by a ghost, you need to pray to the demon that keeps Martha Stewart looking the same. Number 2. Proctor Valley Road. What I'm learning about San Diego is if you try to walk, drive, or sleep anywhere in the city, you might run into some sort of horrible ghost creature who wants to ruin your day. For anyone planning a trip over there, I would suggest stopping to watch the Chargers game and then continuing south to the border, to one of those Mexican border cities. They're probably safer, or at least there won't be anything creepy lurking around like the stuff on Proctor Valley Road. Proctor Valley Road is a long dirt road about 25 miles east of central San Diego, and it has been home to all sorts of strange paranormal activity. There's been floating blue orbs in the mountain. Several people have said they've seen this giant blue orb in the sky and it'll just hover and then disappear. The most common conspiracy theory is that it's some sort of UFO. Do you think aliens come here like the zoo? They bring their kids and they're like, look at that one, it's driving while eating at the same time. Wow, so smart. Another alarming critter running around the Proctor Valley Road is the Lady in White. It's said that a ghostly woman dressed in all white has been standing at the side of the road. No wonder she hasn't moved on. She's dressed in all white next to a dirt road. You can't show up to the afterlife looking like a used Kleenex. And number 1 on our list, the Proctor Valley Monster. Ooh, this is a big boy. There have been sightings of the Proctor Valley Monster for over 40 years. It's said to be 7 feet tall, hairy with glowing red eyes, and loves to eat people. There have been cases of people being mauled to death just outside their cars with the windows smashed in. It would take something big enough to smash the car windows and smart enough to pull them out of the cars. Some of the people who've dug into finding out what exactly this creature is think it could be some sort of Bigfoot creature or someone's drunk uncle who's just on the loose. For any of you who are skeptical on this one, we got a 911 phone call from someone who had an encounter with the beast in their front yard.
I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
He's right.
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me.
That's our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any more San Diego urban legends, please let us know in the comments. Make sure you follow Most Amazing Top 10 on all social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. We post loads of stuff there, and you can get to know myself and the other Most Amazing Top 10 hosts a little better. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. I've been Shade Arena, and until next time, I think if I go to California, I'll go to LA instead of visiting San Diego.